Good morning, children, and welcome to the class for mathematics. And the topic that we are going to start today is exponents and powers. So, students, we have already done rational numbers, and I'm sure you would have understood it. I'll be taking a test similarly as I have asked you a test earlier. That will be on Google Forms, and I'm going to share it with you very soon. So, let's start with this class. But before we start, here is a very interesting brain teaser for you. Here, you need to fill up these boxes with numbers from 1 to 9, but there should not be any repetition of the numbers, and these operations should be successful when you're filling it up. So we'll discuss the answers in the next class, and now let's move on to exponents and powers. When we say, children, exponents and powers, have a look at 5. This is the base and 3 is the power, that is the exponent. So for example, 5 raised to the power 3 means 125. That means 5 raised to the power 3 is the exponential form of 125. So 5 raised to the power 3 means 3 factors of 5 are 5 into 5 into 5. Okay. There are certain laws that exponents follow. You have done it in class 7. We are just going to revise it here. Exponential form means the number of times the base multiplies itself. For example, x raised to the power means x is getting multiplied how many number of times? N number of times. 5 raised to the power 3 means 5 is getting multiplied 3 times. Okay, now the first important law is that when we are multiplying powers with the same base, keep the base and add the powers. X raised to the power m multiplied by x raised to the power n is equal to x raised to the power m plus n. So, have a look here, 2 raised to the power 6 plus 3, 2 raised to the power 9, and this is the final value of the number. Okay. Let's come to dividing the powers. When we are dividing the powers with the same base, keep the base and subtract the exponents. For example, x raised to the power m divided by x raised to the power n. Here you see the base is same. So x raised to the power m divided by x raised to the power n, and here the powers are getting subtracted. So have a look here again, 2 raised to the power 6 divided by 2 raised to the power 2, and you get 2 raised to the power 4, and that is 16. Now comes power of a power. When you are raising a power to an exponent, you multiply the exponents. For example, look at this bracket. The inside number is x, the base is x, the power is m, and there is another exponent outside, that is n. So how do we solve it? So when you remove the bracket, the powers get multiplied. X raised to the power m multiplied by n. See here, 5 raised to the power 3 into 2 is 5 raised to the power 5. So just multiply the exponents. Okay. Next one. Now, if the product of the base is powered by the same exponent, then the result is a multiplication of individual factors of the product, each powered by the given exponent. So what does it mean? It means, for example, you have two numbers here, x and y, and both have the power n. It means that x has the power n multiplied by y raised to the power n. Look here, a into b raised to the power 2, a raised to the power 2, and b raised to the power 2. Okay. Quotient law of exponents. Now, if the quotient of the base is powered by the same exponent, then the result is both each powered by the given exponent. In simple English, children, it just means that both x and y will have the same power here. For example, if you have a rational number like this, 2 by 3 raised to the power 4, it means 2 also is getting multiplied 4 times and 3 also is getting multiplied 4 times. So your answer is 16 by 81. Now, in this class, children, we will be doing negative laws of exponents. When the base has got a negative exponent, then the base becomes reciprocal with the positive exponent. So what does it mean? It means that this number, suppose x has here negative power m. So how am I going to write it? When the base then comes here as a reciprocal, or it becomes the denominator, the powers become positive. Right? Now see here, 5 raised to the power negative 3. And if I write it, how do I make it positive? 1 by 5 raised to the power 3, or the answer is 1 divided by 125. Similarly, have a look here. 1 divided by 3 raised to the power 2 means when you bring it up, the power becomes positive here. Here in this case, it went in the denominator and the number is this. But since this was already given in denominator, so when you bring it up, take its reciprocal, it becomes a positive power. Okay, coming to the next one, zero laws of exponent. Any base powered by 0 is 1. So that means 5 raised to the power 0 is 1 and a raised to the power 0 is 1 and 5 into a raised to the power 0 is again 1. So every number, every base, whatever it is, if the power is 0, the number becomes 1. So children, today it's a very simple thing. What we have today revised is just the work which you have already done in class 7, that is the law. But I have just introduced you to a negative power concept, which I am going to take up in the next class in detail. So if you have queries, beta, you are going to share it on my personal WhatsApp number, and I am going to be discussing the answers in the next class. So just today, write the name of the chapter, today's date, that is 20th April. Write all the laws and try to solve these sums, whatever way you can or as much as you can. So we'll see how you've gone about it and we're going to discuss it in your next class. So stay safe children and looking forward to the next class. Thank you.